As I read chapter 8, the designing your dream job, it was really, like, I was not really wanting to read this chapter because I was like, I still don't know my dream job, like, I really don't. So, like, a lot of this is, like, actively seeking and co-creating it, and so I really liked that, how it's, like, you pretty much just have to build your network and, like, build all these things and, like, get connections and all these things. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm really good at that. Like, I know how to talk to people. I know how to ask questions. I know how to be myself and just, like, talk to anyone possible and, like, really, like, dive deep into what they have to say to me and, like, how I can take that into creating into my own life. And so, I really liked that part. And so pretty much how they were saying how barely any jobs are online. You don't really know. But then you go through and you can find jobs easily. So, like, I worked at McDonald's for 4 years. I found that job through house sitting someone that was a friend of someone else's. And so, like, through that, I was house sitting from them, getting money from that. And then they were like, oh, yeah, once you turn 16, you can get you a job at McDonald's. I was like, sounds good. Yes, you can find that online, but easily I networked off of that. And then I work at the arena, and my mom got me that job through another person. Like, so I got that one. And then I got my golf course job from just, like, from my neighbor who goes to the golf course all the time. And he was like, they need help over there. So, like, all these things, I just realized, like, oh, I've actually networked, like, my whole life. And then to get a job at Dutch Bros, you have to go to every single stand, talk to them, have them like you pretty much, and, like, get your name in there. And so each week keep coming back, like, hey, like, this is me, like, I still want to apply. I'm still, like, consistent. And consistency, they really see is, like, the big key. So then I just realized that networking is honestly everywhere. And so then, like, oh, I was like, all the members at the golf course, like, they have money, like, okay, like, what do they do? Like, I can ask them questions, like, okay, like, what did you do growing up? Like, this one guy, Jerry, just lives, like, the happiest life ever, and he is just, like, always happy to be there. And so I take a lot of his, like, his wisdom and just, like, being able to be as happy as he is, like, just on the golf course, he's like, I'm just glad to be here, like, glad to be away. But so, like, people is just, like, pretty much, like, your big, like, key to success, essentially. Like, you're just asking, as it says, like, asking for directions and just, like, really getting, like, a good, like, deep dive into where you're at, because, like, people want to help people, and that's, like, what our human need is, like, the want to help. And essentially, like, if someone helps me get a job, like, they feel good. If I help them, like, with something else, like, they love that too. Like, the guy that got me a job at the golf course, he's gotten me the job here, but I've also brought him to a lot of, like, the elementary school teachers, because he is, like, a tutor, has his own tutoring business. So I bring him a lot of Whitworth students, and just, like, back and forth, like, we both help each other a lot. And so then also the one that really stood out to me, where is it? Oh, it was just, like, just focus on pretty much, like, where you can go from, like, what you've started at. And so, like, essentially with all of the people in all the jobs, like, you literally, like, all these jobs, like, you have never really seen online. You look up, like, a job, you can fill your name in, they send you jobs. Like, I get all these job applications from, like, Fred Meyer, Walgreens, like, all these, like, little places. Like, yes, there's those, but then there's also, like, okay, there's the pharmacist within that. Oh, there's this person within that. There's photographers within that. I don't know, like in Fred Meyer, okay, you're just looking at this, but oh, there's the bakery, like, all this stuff, and then there's management within that. Like, so even just within one, like, there's a whole bunch of opportunities also. And so just knowing people and, like, creating my network, like, I'm still doing, like, connecting with, say, like, Addie Grow, like, I connected with her a lot when I was here. Like, hopefully she'll help me out when I, like, get there. Like, even though she isn't at Whitworth anymore, she still has, like, a heart of gold, and she wants to help people. I talk to Duff all the time, and Duff is, like, very supportive of me and who I am. Like, Courtney, she found a job through her aunt, and, like, she's, like, going on a great place. Like, through my church, there's a lot of people. So I just, like, now focusing on, like, how many people I can really just get in touch with, and, like, focusing on, like, what they offer me and how I can use that to like really go forward with my life, even if it's not with a job, if it's just like direction or a word of advice or something like very simple that they really have taken from their life. With marriage, like all this stuff, like really people are just like they've lived, and you've lived, and we all have different lives. And so like honestly just really focusing on what their story is and who they are and how they've lived, like, and what do you want to take from their life and what do you not want to take from their life. And I think every single person's interaction with you like is there for a reason. And so I think honestly if you just make those connections last, like I think it'll be good.